What if the biggest thief in your life isn't money or bad luck or other people? It's the quiet voice inside you whispering, "Tomorrow will be better." Imagine waking up in 10 years, looking back and realizing those tomorrows stole your fire. Sound familiar? Stick with me, because today, through 12 raw, untold stories from real lives I've witnessed or lived, I'm handing you the map to steal it back. This isn't fluffy motivation. It's the brutal blueprint to stop existing and start authoring a life that echoes long after you're gone. Picture this: a guy named Alex, mid-30s, decent job, okay apartment, but every night he scrolls until dawn, dreaming of that novel he'll one day write. One morning, he finds an old journal from his 20s, pages bursting with unfinished ideas. He breaks down, not from joy, but regret. That's the promise here. These 12 stories aren't mine alone. They're mirrors for your own hidden chapters. They matter because your clock's ticking louder than you think. Time doesn't rewind, but stories like these can rewrite your ending. And here's the curiosity that kept me up scripting this. What if one tale today flips the switch, turning your someday into starting now? Let's dive in. Lesson 1. The Clock That Stole a Dream. Time as Your Silent Assassin. Let me start with Elena, a single mom in a cramped city flat. She'd always wanted to launch a bakery, those warm cinnamon rolls from her grandma's recipes. But every evening? Kids first, then chores, then tomorrow. Years blurred. One day, her youngest asks, "Mom, why don't we ever bake anymore?" Elena freezes. The clock hadn't yelled. It had whispered her excuses into dust. Her dream? Buried under later. The twist? She finally baked that night. Not perfect, just messy dough and laughter. Orders poured in from neighbors. Today, her truck's parked outside that old flat, serving lines down the block. Takeaway: time isn't neutral, it's your co-author. Tonight, block 20 minutes for that buried passion. No phone, no buts. Watch how one tick becomes your turning point. Lesson 2. The Mirror of Blame. Owning your story's plot. Shift to Raj, fresh out of college, buried in debt from a safe degree his parents pushed. "If only they'd let me chase art," he'd rant to friends over beers. Blame became his blanket, warm but suffocating. Until a layoff hit. No job, no excuses left. Staring at eviction notices, he sketched his first freelance logo. It sold. Then another. Now, his studio's a hub for brands worldwide. The revelation: blame's a thief in disguise, robbing you of the pen. Raj didn't wait for apologies. He grabbed it mid-chaos. Your move: list 3 if-onlys on paper. Cross them out. Beside each, jot one step you control. Burn the list if it helps, then act. Freedom starts when ownership does. Lesson 3. The Seed That Refused the Soil, Shattering Comfort's Cage. Remember Lila? Top of her class, but terrified of public speaking. "I'm fine behind the scenes," she'd say, scripting speeches for others while her own voice gathered cobwebs. Comfort was her soil, soft, dark, safe. But dreams? They rot there. At a conference, she watched a shaky newbie steal the show. Jealousy stung. That night, she booked a Toastmasters slot. Stumbled, sweated, survived. Today, she's a TEDx speaker, voice booming across stages. The heart. Growth demands dirt under nails, the push through resistance. Lila's seed cracked open because she chose sun over shade. Challenge. Pick your scary soil today. Email that contact. Hit record on your pitch. Discomfort's not the enemy. Stagnation is. Lesson 4. The echo of later. Procrastination's endless loop. Enter Marcus, gym rat in theory only. I'll bulk up next month, he'd promise his reflection, post-Netflix binge. That later echoed for years, until a beach reunion, shirt off, insecurities screaming. He saw old friends transformed, not by magic, but mornings. Heart pounding, he set a 5 a.m. alarm. First week? Sore quits. But he laced up. 6 months in, he's coaching others, body and confidence carved from dawn. Truth bomb, later, is a loop tape, not a bridge. Marcus broke it by starting sloppy. Hack. Set a 5-minute timer for your later task. Momentum's the real starter fluid. Pour it now. Lesson 5. The Overthinker's Labyrinth, from mind traps to bold leaps. Now, meet Sophia, aspiring entrepreneur paralyzed by plans. What if it flops? She'd spiral, notebooks filled with perfect strategies for her eco-clothing line, never launched. A mentor's words hit, analysis is paralysis. She prototyped one shirt, posted it raw online. Mockery? A bit. Sales? Flooded. Her brand's now in stores. Insight, thinking's a tool, not a throne. Sophia escaped by leaping before the map was drawn. Your ritual. Cap brainstorming at 10 minutes. Then prototype, messy sketch, rough draft. Action carves the path. Lesson 6. The Lone Wolf's Roar, becoming the unstoppable version. Think of Jamal, the nice guy in every friend group, always last to chase his DJ dream, waiting for applause. Who am I to mix tracks? Nights blurred into doubt. But one open mic, he spun anyway. Crowd silent at first, then electric. Now, festivals book him solid. He didn't wait for the pack, he howled solo. The fire, you're the hero of your saga. Act like it. Jamal's roar started quiet, but echoes now. Daily vow, mirror check, what does my bold self do here? Then do it. Validation follows vision. Lesson 7. The Inner Warlord, you versus. Your shadows. Deep into the fray with Tara, battling her good enough shadow. Mornings, snooze. Evenings, scroll. That inner critic? A warlord, fortifying laziness. A breakup cracked her armor. Mirror showed a stranger. She declared war, tracked wins in a journal, starved the critic with cold showers and early runs. Months later, promoted at work, alive in her skin. Battle cry, your shadows thrive on neglect. Tara fed the warrior instead. Strategy, evening audit, one win logged, one shadow starved. Victory's a habit, not a holiday. Lesson 8. Forging the will of iron, discipline over desire. Flash to Diego, vowing Spanish fluency for years, apps downloaded, lessons skipped when tired. Feelings ruled, fluency fled. Rock bottom, a dream job interview in Madrid, tongue-tied. He rebuilt, 10 minutes daily, no excuses. Rainy days? Still spoke to his cat. A year on, he's conversing like a local, job secured. Core, willpower's forged in the don't want to forge. Diego's iron bent feelings to his fire. Build it. Pick one no habit. Phone off at 9 p.m. Stack small yes. Strength snowballs. Lesson 9. The highlight thief. Comparison's silent heist. Enter Nina, scrolling envy through influencers' feeds, yoga poses, beach villas, while her home yoga mat gathered dust. Why them, not me? Self-worth plummeted. Then she curated her feed, unfollowed thieves, followed teachers, tracked her own bends, from stiff to fluid. Now her classes fill rooms, not from mimicry, but mastery. Unmasked, comparison curates defeat. Nina reclaimed her real. Remedy, cure it ruthlessly. Weekly self-scan, how far from last month? Your bloom's unique. Lesson 10. The echo of unwalked paths, advice from the untraveled. Recall Uncle Vic, doomsayer to every venture. Stocks? Risky. Never invested a dime. My cousin ignored, dove into markets. Crashes hit, but rebounds built wealth. Vic's echoes? Faded noise. Wisdom. Paths untraveled breed empty maps. Choose voices with footprints. Filter. Before advice sinks in, ask, have they summit this? Echoes of doers only. Lesson 11. The self-crowned king, choosing yourself first. Story of Lena, artist sidelined by wait for gallery nods. Rejections piled like bricks. One day she crowned herself, pop-up show in her garage. Word spread, now galleries chase her. She didn't beg seats, she built the throne. Empowerment, the crown's self-forged. Lena's choice rippled royalty. Manifest, today, crown one move, no permissions. Your kingdom awaits the claim. Lesson 12. The scarred epic, risk as the ink of legends. Finally, Kai, office drone eyeing adventure travel vlogs. Too risky, he'd mutter. A health scare scripted urgency. He quit, backpacked solo through Asia. Scams, storms, solitude. Scars? Plenty. Stories? Priceless. Back home, his travel agency thrives on authenticity. Epic truth. Risks ink the indelible. Kai's scars. His saga's spine. Leaplog. One risk weekly. What's the worst/best flip? Legends aren't born. They're scarred. Transition. Montage of all protagonists now, smiling, thriving. Music swells inspirational. From Elena's doughy dawn to Kai's scarred trails, these 12 stories whisper the same unbreakable truth. Life's not a script handed down. It's a tale you ink, one bold stroke at a time. You're not here to skim pages. You're the author, editor, hero. Remember this gem. Your greatest chapter starts the moment you stop waiting for the plot twist and start writing it yourself. Your challenge? Pick one story that hit home. Take it step before bed tonight. You've got the pen. Now make it bleed ink. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.